I'm Mombirella.
Huh? Hi, I'm CJ Peterson. Welcome to Magic Making Mischief. Get your wands to the ready because we solemnly swear we're up to no good. Today we have Terry Wise from Sculptured Skins. We're going to be talking to him in just a minute. But before we start, Mombi, how was your week?
It's been a great week. We celebrated somebody's special birthday last weekend. And that was fun. That cake was gorgeous. There's pictures on Facebook. I've got to see that birthday cake. It was purple with butterflies, and the butterflies were edible. It was so gorgeous. I'm thinking she's going to be making my birthday cake. I'm going to do a birthday and a half party since my birthday party never happened at some point. But it's been a good week. Smooth, working on home and hall.
You're echoing again. We're having some technical difficulties this morning. Just be aware. Jazz says can't wait any longer. He's up to no good. And then
or something that your week is I should have fixed this down too.
Like I'm assuming like no, supposed to be like no one, but she has like
number one, like number one,
like number two. So yeah. So what is your next event that's coming up? She's working on her tech stuff.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my sound. Is that any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Fingers crossed. Okay.
So what's your next event?
What was your question? Comic Palooza is my next one, and that's at the May.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yep. So Comic Palooza is my next one. That's going to be. Damn. Sorry, technical difficulties today. So I'm gonna work on some stuff. I'm gonna mute for a minute and give me just a minute.
Okay. While she's working on that, I will be speaking this weekend at an authors conference. Super excited about. I'll be talking podcasting, and then in the next weekend, which is the first weekend in May, I'm going to be at Kilgore Geekend. Works hard says here for our weekly Wednesday chit chat. I love taking a quick break from work to listen. Awesome. We love having you. So Terry.
Yes.
Welcome to Magic Making Mischief.
Thank you.
So first of all, explain to those who are here, what is Sculptured Skins?
Sculptured Skins is 3D sculpting in leather. A lot of people think it's like a wet molding process or something. It's not. It is one of the pictures that you posted earlier with one of the bags that I did with a 3D bear head on it. And
Jazz says Terry's a great artist. Love his work.
Thank you. But, I make unusual, bizarre, weird, fun stuff.
So here, I'll share what he's talking about. Can you see him?
Yeah, that's a really good shot of the bag. Thank you.
Yep. So there's the bag. And then what he was talking about was... Here's an example of...
Yeah, that's the process of the sculpt as it comes up.
So how does that work?
The actual process of doing that is proprietary and I will not reveal.
As I said, don't do any secrets, but how long does something like this one take?
That one, just the face alone, about 3 hours.
Wow. And then this is the finished product.
No, that's a wall piece. that was a separate one.
Oh, okay. That was the bag then?
Yeah, the bag is that's the wall piece. Those are two different things.
Okay, so this is the bag that
I've recreated that bear head over and over again.
Hey, that's okay.
It keeps evolving and becoming a little better every time.
That's okay. So we have Spider-Man.
That one is a custom piece I did for somebody, and that's actually not even the finished picture of it.
You do wallets. Here's a picture of the actual setup. You've got like the dragon head, the really cool jacket. I love walking into his booth because it smells like leather, and I love the smell of leather.
Yeah, like the room I'm in right now. If you look behind me, you'll see there's like literally I've got stacks and stacks of leather everywhere, and I've got 2 rooms of our home is nothing but leather. My work rooms. It's kind of crazy in here.
In this particular photo, for those who are listening and kind of watching, in the one corner, there's a bunch of books. Those are actually books that you've done, correct? So they're actually can write in.
Yes, they are functional books. Yeah, the couple of those were Jedi manuals that are screen accurate to the movies, and yeah, the blue one and the brown one right there. And on the top left of that, it was one of the Necronomicons that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And those all sell really quickly.
I love in the center, he has these little boxes that look like the book from Harry Potter, the animals book.
The Book of Monsters is what you're thinking about.
That's it.
Yeah, those are mimics, and I make those for my D&D folk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the little ones are only about 3 inches wide, and they're perfect to be able to one-handed put your dice in there, and you can open them up and throw your dice out of the mimic's mouth.
Oh, are you serious? That's cool.
Yeah, that's what I should design those just for that purpose.
That is awesome. But you've got some really cool stuff. There's another set of wallets. And then this bag is really pretty. I like it.
That was a custom piece I did for a friend of mine that she gave that to a present to somebody. And their favorite color was purple, and I actually designed the scale work and everything just for that one purse.
Aw. And then Alien.
Yes. I've done that one twice, and both times they sold immediately after making them.
Well, I know you did the oh, she's back.
Yay. Welcome
back. Are you back and good or?
I hope so. Okay, how do I sound right now?
Good.
Better? Okay.
Better. Yeah. Hold on. We got some people who commented. Marion says show off the dragon vest and bags. Works hard.
She knows what the dragon vest is out in the garage, hon. The bags, I don't have any here.
Says this is an interesting medium to work with. And she also said, not giving away any trade secrets, but what is your background and how did you start working with leather?
Oh, good questions.
That was one of the questions.
I actually am a trained fashion designer. I actually have a bachelor's degree in fashion design.
Oh.
And while I was going to school, I started working at a leather store up in Dallas. And I realized I could mix the two. I could do fashion and do it in leather. And by just mere happenstance, I was playing around with something and going, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. And all the lights just like, it was one of those, light bulb moments. And I realized I could make something that nobody else was doing.
Awesome. So this is unique to you. Like, I've never seen anyone else do this before.
Quite literally, I'm the only person on the planet that does this. Nobody else.
Great work.
Well, when I shared it, so many people. Oh, sorry. When I shared it, so many people were like, "What is this? This looks so cool. I've never heard of this before." So,
Marion wants to know.
You got the dragon vest for me.
Okay. Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Marion wants to know: do you have a booth number at Comic Palooza yet?
I actually canceled my spot at Comic Palooza, because I've got my shop set up out at Grizzly Pines now, and I had a choice to make. Either continue to tour or be set up at a permanent shop that I don't have to tear down every weekend.
Wait. No more cons?
I will. There are certain cons that I will continue to do, but the majority of them, if you see me, I'll be there as an attendee, not as a vendor.
Mm-hmm. My heart broke when I found that
out. I'm sorry, but I was given a very unique opportunity to have a permanent shop. The picture that you showed, that shop, that's my setup at Grizzly Pines.
Oh, okay.
Now, what is Grizzly Pines and where is it?
Grizzly Pines is a all-male clothing optional place that out in Navasota. That I became friends with the owners, and me and my husband, we go out there frequently, and next thing I knew, they were like, "Hey, I love your work. Why don't you sell it here?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not? Let's see what happens."
So, are you still going to do custom things for certain people who?
Yes, I will continue to do custom work. Right now, my custom work log is backed up all the way into August.
Wow. Well, good for you.
So what is it you're needing, my dear?
I talked to you about it earlier, but we haven't got a chance to talk about it again. But I asked him if he would make me a custom corset because I have some specifications and I want it made out of something that's going to last. And I'd already seen that he has the fashion design background from his website, and his stuff's just so cool. I love it. And I want that purple that the dragon purse is in. So can you get that, or is that hard?
No, I can totally do that. Yeah, I can make pretty much anything you can imagine, except shoes. I don't have the right kind of sewing machine to do shoes. Everything else, totally.
That's awesome.
Marion said, "Boo, Barry."
Yes, you can't leave us.
Okay. She happens to be a collector of my work.
I don't blame her.
Like literally, she collects my work. She's got several of my bags, and I've done custom bracers for her. I did a custom mask, all with the same matching dragon logo on them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she is actually a collector as well as a good friend.
#1 fan, she said.
Yes, she is. But yeah, she's also a good friend. She's one of the few people that actually has been to my home, and she knows what this room looks like. It's how the chaos that I work in. She knows this.
Well, I had to laugh because I've interviewed you at multiple Comic-Cons, and I keep saying, remember, I went in there for one of them. I don't remember which Comic-Con it was, but I'm like, I love coming in here because I love the smell of leather. And you whipped out this little bottle of leather smelling stuff, and I'm just like, oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, that came around because I'm immune to the sense of leather now, sadly.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
You go nose blind to it. And so I started buying different leather oils online, and none of them smelt right. So I started mixing them. And so like, wait, there it is. That's the smell.
Mm-hmm. So you could actually smell it again.
Yeah, and then I started wearing it as like cologne. I'll put it in my beard and stuff. And somebody said, you should sell that. And I'm like, that's not a bad idea. And I sell a lot of that. A lot of it.
Yeah. So I have a question. So on your table, you have all that stuff set up. What if it's somebody like me who's in Lufkin and way far away from you, but like maybe I wanted one of those little boxes? How do we get something like that? Is it a way to get it sent to us? How do we
I ship worldwide. I've actually shipped stuff I've shipped stuff to China. I've shipped stuff to several places in London, Canada, Mexico. I sent something to Brazil 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I ship worldwide.
Awesome.
It's just a matter of contacting me via my email or my phone, and just text me and say, "Hey, this is what I want," and depending on what they're wanting, and how complicated it is. I've got it. Like I said, I'm backed up till August on my production list for my custom work.
But some of the stuff you have because of the store, so you've already got it in.
If I have it in inventory, yeah, I can just box it and ship it out immediately if I have it in it.
What email do they send it to?
Or how they
Shadow, but Shadow's condensed. So it's DRAGONSHDW at hotmail.com.
SHDW?
Yep. Shadow, but the vowels have been taken out.
At hotmail.com. So let me verify that. It's ERAGONSHDW at hotmail.com.
Correct. I've had that same email for 25 years.
Okay, I put it in the chat for those who are interested.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
And my backyard science says hi, Mom Rurella. Beth Lawyer Todd says hello. So lots of people saying hi. So
okay, sorry, I've been in and out with the sound issues, but okay. So if it's something that you already make, they can just contact you and get it. But if it's something custom, are you able to, like, are people able to come to where you're going to be? Because I know you're heading towards Dallas way, right?
Well, to live there, that's all kind of crazy. Maybe.
I read the story on some of that.
Really elaborate on right now. But right now, like if it's custom, like to fit to their body, they have to come to me. And I currently live in Conroe, Texas.
Okay, my backyard science says hi, CJ. Hi. And Works Hard says, since your work is so unique, have you noticed anyone doing a knockoff version of it, and how can you fight that?
I've seen a few things that are knockoffs, but the stuff that they're knocking off is nowhere near the quality of what I do. Plus, usually the knockoffs are plastic. They're not even leather.
Oh,
that's why I love the idea of having you do something like what I was talking about earlier, because leather's going to last. It's not something that's just going to break after a couple of years and you're going to have to replace it. And plus, if it's custom, it's going to be actually fit to you. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So I want to hear. I want you to share the story about the hat, because that is one of my favorite stories you shared with the little boy.
Okay, about the little boy at the grocery store.
Yes, because he always has this hat. So.
Yeah. Okay, now see, I've been wearing the dragon hat for a while now. I mean, I've always had hats with horns on them, but this is about, I don't know, maybe a year and a half. But I won't leave the house without it. I won't walk the dog without my hat on. I'm known for it. If I take the hat off, people don't know who I am. But anyway, I'm at HEB shopping one day. I'm just walking around pushing my cart. And some little kid walks up to me, about 8 or 9-year-old little boy. He said, "Can you settle a bet for me?" And I'm like looking around thinking, okay, what? And I see his dad like on his phone just going. And I was like, okay, what's the bet? He goes, "Mom said I could be whatever I want to when I grow up. Daddy said I can't. Did you get to be what you wanted to when you grew up?" And I looked at him, and I looked at the dad, still on his phone, could care less that I'm talking to his child. And I'm like, well, I agree with your mom. You can be whatever you want to when you grow up. The little boy turns around, looks at his dad, and goes, "Ha! See, Dad? I can be just like him when I grow up." And I'm terrified at that point. And then he goes, "I'm going to be a dragon when I grow up." I just lost it, just laughing my butt off. But because of the kid recognized them as dragon horns.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was just one of those a beautiful moment in time for me where I walked around just grinning like an idiot all day long.
Love that one.
Because I got to grow up to be a dragon.
That's awesome. She's gonna grow up and want to be a dragon now. So that's awesome.
Did you have any other funny and cute stories?
Not for a PG-13 crowd.
Gotcha. So you're speaking of me interviewing you at cons, you were actually at Comic-Con, where my first actual interview that I ever did for my channel was
Really?
yours, because you were there sitting up whenever I got to Comic-Con, where the first time I opened, and I got to talk to you and share some of your stuff, and that was so cool, because it was my first time. So
both of you are very easy to talk to. That's why, like, whenever I see y'all, I'm like, I'll go up and I'm a hugger. Anybody that knows me knows I'll walk up and give you a hug. That's just definitely. But y'all are very easy to talk to.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we have fun. I like doing it. Like I said, I think I've interviewed you now 4 times from cons, if I remember right. You're one of the people that I usually seek out, because you are an easy interviewer, and I love walking into your shop because it's all cool stuff. I remember one year you did a clown thing.
Oh, that was the Pennywise from Stephen King. And that piece was 36 inches tall. It was huge. And
how long did it take you to make that?
That one took me over a week. Everything on it was leather except the glass eyes and the teeth. Oh, and the balloon wire. Everything else was leather. The poofs on him, every bit of it, leather.
Oh, wow.
And that one, I'd made it for Houston Horror Film Fest last year. And I figured, okay, this will go quickly. And a lot of people loved it, but nobody wanted to pay that price tag because it wasn't an expensive piece.
There you go.
And that one. So I wound up selling raffle tickets and raffled it off. And the guy who won it, his name is Omega. Mm-hmm. And he's the one who sells the lightsabers out there at Comic-Con. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he bought $200 worth of tickets. He was like, I want this piece. And I was like, well, you just increased your odds.
It was beautiful. It was well done.
Wow, the details on that one especially was awesome. I love the Oogie Boogie one. Every time I see it, I'm like, I'm gonna buy it, and then it's like by the end of the con, I'm like, oh.
I still have Oogie Boogie.
Do you seriously?
It is not sold.
Oh.
I still have him. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, rub his belly. And they're like, what? I said, rub his belly because it's actually got texture in it.
It's actually got the burlap texture on it because Oogie Boogie's made out of burlap.
Yeah. Because the first time I made him, I didn't put the texture in there, and I was like, no, this doesn't look like. And I ripped the whole thing apart, and I put it back together, and I put the texture in it, and that was all. That was a white leather to begin with.
Oh wow!
If you look close at it, you can actually see the bumps in it.
Yeah, you can actually feel all of that when you rub his belly. Look, it feels really cool.
Oh my gosh!
Very cool. So, what stuff do you normally have in stock?
It varies. Okay, like look at the colors behind me. I've got Lori, stacks of leathers and different showpieces, and depending on the leathers I've got, will determine what I'm making. Because I'm like, okay, well, I want to make this. What kind of colors do I have? And one of the pieces that I've got sitting next to me that I pulled off of our wall, I only made 2 of these. Yes, I loved Pennywise. And all of those ruffles.
See Pennywise again, so I found one that was a little bit closer up so you can actually see the detail in it.
But all those ruffles are all done in leather, and they're actually all sewn. If you zoom in on that, you can actually see all the little sew lines that I sewed over 1 square yard of leather.
Oh my gosh!
To create all and then wired it. It's all got wire in there to hold the ruffles in place.
Yeah, these are like, for those who are just listening, these are totally 3D. Like the ruffles on Pennywise are literally like, they look like the character. I mean, you can see them. That's made out of leather, hand stitched. That's amazing.
Yeah, it all comes out of the wall about 3 inches. It just actually comes out.
Wow.
Like the piece I've got right here. Like there are only 2 of these in existence. And one Omega owns the other one of these, and this one hangs in our living room.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It's a very huge Kylo Ren.
That is cool.
That is awesome. Have you ever made the book from the Sanderson sisters on Hocus Pocus?
I have done variations of it, yes.
That would be, I could see that. That would be an awesome one.
The hardest part about doing that particular book is the metal work. For the one from the movie looks amazing, but those big steel hinges, I can't fabricate that stuff in metal. I just can't do it.
Mary Ann says Pennywise's eyes follow you, and before
yes, they do.
Started, you mentioned something about eyes.
Okay, a lot of people, because my trade secrets I'm not going to reveal, but if y'all are interested, I will show you how I make the glass eyes and how I make them so they follow you.
That would be cool.
Okay.
Lesson time. Take notes.
Right. It starts with creating the eyes themselves. Now these, like I said, I create them in Photoshop and then print them out, but it has to be printed on photo paper. That's the trick to it. If you print them out on photo paper, and then they're called cabochons. They are thin domes of glass, flat on one side and then domed up. That's what makes them follow you. And then it's really simple. E6000. Take that, put a dot of that on top of whatever eyeball you're using, press down the cabochon, and you have to use a really hard, completely flat surface. I use a marble table, and I push my thumb into it as hard as I can to get all of the air bubbles out. And when that happens,
Works hard says I am walking and listening and have to keep grabbing my phone out of my pocket so I can see all the details and leather work. Great work.
But you get the glass eyes that follow you around the room.
That is so cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's really simple, but
so it almost like reflects it in the dome.
It makes it where it'll just follow you around the room.
That's creepy but cool. I like it.
It's really simple, but the trick is using the right kind of glass cabochons. I get them on Amazon. Buy them 100 at a time.
There you go.
So secret revealed on how I make the eyes.
You heard it here first.
That was awesome. So what is one of your favorite pieces that you've ever worked on?
Oh, that's hard to pin down. I've done so many nice pieces. 2 of the most challenging and beautiful pieces that I'd done were when I was working for Jan Strimple. She commissioned me to do 2 pieces for the Renaissance Hotel in Dallas. They'd they'd made their grand ballroom, and they were doing the grand opening for the ballroom, and we were given the materials that they used to actually decorate the room with the rooms in the space with. And she came to me because she'd heard that I was an expert in my field. And actually, I'm not really sure exactly who told her to come to me, but she did, and she commissioned me to do 2 dresses. One of them being a solid leather kimono, and the other one was the Renaissance Hotel as a dress. And
Wow.
both these pictures of both these dresses can be found on my website.
Wow.
But the kimono, she was a size. I think Adrian was the model's name. Beautiful young woman, size 00. She was like tiny, petite, but absolutely stunning pieces. And I was working a 40-hour-a-week job at the time while doing these dresses, and had 2 weeks to do them.
Oh wow.
I didn't sleep the last 3 days of it, and but I was like, I'm determined these will be done. I promised her these would be done, and they were done.
Oh wow.
But the Renaissance Hotel had 78 windows cut into the leather, and they all lit up. I hand wired lights into each one of those windows.
That
Wow.
is so
You did both those in 2 weeks?
While working a 40-hour-a-week job, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I said I didn't sleep the last few days of that at all. It was crazy.
So I'm showing a picture of a box with the eyes, so you can kind of get an idea of what the
That's actually my old phone case.
Is it really?
Yep, that's my old phone case.
Oh,
This is my current phone case.
so wait, you can make phone cases?
Yes, I can.
Nobody makes Google Pixel phone cases that are worth having.
I can. Tell me what you want, dear.
So we have just a few minutes left. If there was somebody kind of interested in doing this type of work, what one gold nugget would you give them?
As far as what goes?
Advice.
Sit and think it through before you cut anything.
There you go.
Because I will sit and I will go through something over and over and over again in my head, and I will make it over and over again in my head, step by step, before I ever touch anything. And use vinyl as a prototype. Don't cut leather as a prototype. This stuff is expensive. I'm right behind me. I've got about $5,000 worth of leather right behind me right now.
Wow.
Have I ever done? Yes, I
wedding
have.
Gowns or dresses?
Really?
Yes, I have.
Dresses.
Yes, I have. Which I wish I had pictures of them right here, but no, I don't. I don't have any of the pictures of the leather stuff that I did for the dresses.
How much do those weigh when you make a full dress out of it?
It depends on the outfit, but some of them can be up to 70 pounds.
Oh, goodness.
Depends on how long it is and what kind of leather I'm using. If I'm using something like this, which is called plongé, this is a lighter, thinner leather, but it's also very tight and very durable, which is what, of course, it would be made out of. It's something like this. But it can get very heavy if you have a lot of it. Very heavy.
I can imagine. I'm just picturing the 00 dress, like her falling over.
I've actually seen that happen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, those 6-inch stilettos should not be mixed with that dress. No.
Good to know.
Me and 6-inch stilettos just don't get along anyway.
Yeah.
So,
so you said you're doing a few events. What ones do you still have on the books right now?
For 2023, I've already finished them.
Okay. So for 2024, if somebody wanted to find you, which two? You said there were a couple that you'll still.
One of them is called TBRU, Texas Bear Roundup. It's in Dallas. This year was my 22nd year vending there.
Wow.
And I was doing T-shirts back when I was doing custom T-shirts way back in the day, when I first started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not about to give that one up because it's so much fun, and like I said, I've been doing it for over 2 decades. But other than that, I will be out at the Renaissance Fair again.
Oh, cool.
At the Texas Renaissance Festival. There are 2 different booths that carry my work out there. There's Odd Duck and Lily Pad are the two booths. I don't know the booth numbers.
So Odd Duck and Lily Pad.
Yeah, those are the ones that carry my stuff out there at the Ren Fair. Which, CJ, I think you've actually seen that one out there, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
You're interviewing what's his name? The author, I can't remember his name, with a white beard. He's so sweet. Brain fart. I
James.
can't think of his name.
James.
James.
I can't remember right now. My brain's not.
Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, because he's always there with his lovely wife, and she actually has one of my bags I custom made for her. So a lot of the people I know have at least one piece of mine.
So I put Texas Run Fest, Booth, Odd Duck, and Lily Pad.
Yep.
Have your stuff in there and in the comments. So thank you so much for coming on. You were a real treat as always.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So before we go, get your wands to the ready, because I do believe we have achieved
mischief managed. Thanks for joining us, guys.